What's up, everyone? I decided to move on from the Panasonic GH5 and I decided to go with the GoPro Hero 7. I'm just joking. It was sitting on the table over here and I just thought that would be funny. But if you've been following my channel, you know that I love the Panasonic GH5 and I still use it to this day. However, there's a few things that, just firmware updates and things that it's kind of time to move on from the LUMIX GH5. And a few videos ago, I said this. Now, this talking head part, I'm actually shooting in full auto settings on a mystery camera. And some of you had some pretty good guesses in the comment section. And if you guessed the LUMIX S5, then you are correct. I decided to go with the LUMIX S5 and I actually have some S5 videos already lined up coming up here in the next few weeks. Now I was able to test out the S5 maybe like a year ago or something like that from the time of shooting this video. And for some reason, the video that I put out is like 5 reasons not to get the S5 caught the algorithm wave somehow. And that was by far my most popular S5 video. But I also had a video of some reasons why you should get the S5. And a lot of the positives about the S5 outweigh the negatives. And here's just a few reasons why I decided, especially with client work, why I decided to go with the LUMIX S5. The very first reason is I wanted to stay in the LUMIX family. I just absolutely love the LUMIX colors, and what I've seen from, Sony and, Canon's great, don't get me wrong, Sony and Canon are fantastic, but I'm just familiar with the LUMIX colors, I'm familiar with the LUMIX ecosystem, and I just wanted to stay in the LUMIX family. I love that natural color profile, and for the different types of videos I make for clients, that quick turnaround is really important to me. I really know how to use the cameras in the LUMIX ecosystem, so everything from like the menu to the different customizations that you can do. I just really like the usability, the user-friendly experience of using a LUMIX camera. So I just wanted to stay in that LUMIX arena. And as much as I think that LUMIX should totally revamp their autofocus system, especially because I feel like they're really losing out on the content creator realm. The way that I've been using LUMIX cameras, the autofocus hasn't really been an issue for me because I just don't use it. But I will say that the autofocus on the S5 and on the GH6, has improved, but still, just put that phase detect autofocus in. I don't know why you don't do that. There must be like some kind of, I don't know what it is, but LUMIX, please just put phase detect in because you're missing out on those content creators. And LUMIX shoots such great video, they need to be in the hands of content creators on a regular basis. Another reason I wanted to go with the S5 is because I wanted to go with the full frame system. Just look at that sensor on the S5. And the fact that you have such amazing IBIS on the S5 with the full frame sensor, that's icing on the cake, really. And I wanted to move to full frame. I'm just tired of fighting noise with the Micro Four Thirds sensor. Even on the GH6, the dynamic range boost mode, I don't like it, and I'm just tired of having some of those low light issues and getting a bunch of noise with such a small sensor size. Now, I don't know what the future of Micro Four Thirds is. I really feel like LUMIX is really gonna go all in on the full frame L-mount line. And for me personally, I really think it's future proofing. On the S5, I really like the dual native ISO, like I said. On the GH6, I don't like that dynamic range boost mode. I don't know what it is about it, but I just cannot get it to work right. It's probably user error. After using it for a couple months on the GH6, I just don't like it. And another reason I think the jump to full frame on LUMIX right now is not a bad decision is because the lens selection is getting a lot better. Right now you have a bunch of Leica lenses, LUMIX lenses, Sigma has some great lenses out there. You even have some pretty decent cinema lens selections out there for the L mount. So as far as lenses go, I think there's actually a pretty good selection now. The third and final reason that I decided to go with the LUMIX S5 is that in all reality, it has everything that I need for client work. The type of work that I do, I'm not on huge sets. I don't need a fully 10-bit camera. The type of work that I do, shoot a lot of interviews, some pretty simple B-roll, mostly corporate storytelling. As far as shoot settings on a full frame camera, I mean, it's more than enough. And I understand there's a crop once it comes to 4K 60, but I've been shooting on the GH5, so I'm used to a crop anyway. So really for the type of client work that I do, the S5 is gonna be a great setup. Now with that being said, I am probably gonna be purchasing a GH6 in the future because I like what the GH6 has to offer. And I think in certain situations, there's gonna be a place, a time to use the GH6. So as we get going in 2022, I really see my camera line being 2 S5s, probably 1 GH5 and 1 GH6. I think with that setup, that lineup, we'll have everything covered that we need to have covered. Now in the meantime, I am actually going to be selling my GH4, which honestly is still a great camera, and I'm going to be selling one of my GH5s. I would much rather they be used by someone than just sit and collect dust on a shelf. The GH4 and GH5 will have all the settings that I've used in the past. Maybe if I can't sell them locally, make sure you watch for some future posts about those if you would be interested in a GH4 or a GH5. Also having an S5, GH5, and a GH6 coming up in the future, it will give me some more opportunities to, make some different type of content as well. That way I'm not just talking all the time about a GH5 or one camera specifically. I can kind of vary them up, use them in different settings, and really get the most out of those cameras. But I'm looking forward to using this a lot more and hopefully getting some content out about it soon. If you have any questions or want to know any more about why I went with the LUMIX S5, make sure you let me know down in the comments. We can get a conversation started down there. Well, that's really all I have for this video. If you have time, maybe stick around, watch one of these videos that's popping up on your screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.